Welcome beautiful people, Koostiq's here and today I'm gonna tell you all about Cocoon, a new indie gem from the game designer of Limbo and Inside, so let's get to it. Our story begins in Denmark in early 2000s. Arndt Jensen, a talented artist with a taste for creating atmospheric worlds, met with a Dino Party, a visionary entrepreneur. Their shared passion for creating atmospheric gaming experiences led to a birth of Playdead in 2006. Jensen's artistic prowess and Party's business intuition formed a symbiotic partnership that laid the foundation for Playdead's distinctive identity. However, it wasn't long before they recognized the need for a gameplay designer wizard, and this is where Jeppe Carlsen entered the scene. Together, the trio embarked on a journey that would redefine indie gaming. Limbo, released in 2010, captivated audiences with its minimalist aesthetic and emotionally charged narrative. The success of Limbo was followed by Inside in 2016, further solidifying Playdead's reputation as a beacon of creativity in the gaming industry. The trio's collaborative efforts were like a symphony, each member contributing a crucial note to the haunting melodies that echoed through their games. However, tensions brewed within Playdead and the artistic visions that one align began to diverge. In 2016, Dino Party, the co-founder and CEO of Playdead, departed from the studio. This departure marked a turning point and the once unified front of Playdead splintered. Dino Party then went and founded a new studio, Jumpship, and embarked on a new ambitious project called Somerville. Meanwhile, Arndt Jensen continued his journey with Playdead, taking the helm of the creative force behind the studio's enigmatic projects. Jeppe Carlsen also parted ways with Playdead in the wake of the studio's internal shifts. Jeppe Carlsen, venturing into his own solo endeavors, established his new independent studio called Geometric Interactive, together with Jakob Schmidt, who also worked in Playdead. Now, moving on to the present days and the Cocoon. Cocoon is a game that developed by Geometric Interactive with Jeppe Carlsen as its game designer. And for me, main concern was, is Jeppe Carlsen good enough game designer and could his love for puzzles create something beautiful like Limbo, or he could not deliver without his former colleagues Dino Party and Arndt Jensen. I have completed the game on the next day after release and let me tell you, Jeppe Carlsen absolutely delivered. Well, his puzzles are still great and even improved, but if you would think about what Cocoon resembles so much, despite the fact that there are a lot of differences in the style, core gameplay and even genres, several games come to mind. First of all, Journey by Genova Chen, then Limbo and Inside by Playdead. They all are very similar in their spirit and emotions they deliver, but they do so in very different manner and they use different tools to achieve these emotions. Journey is heavily focused on its visuals. Journey of our character is a story that is being told by authors in itself. If that makes any sense to you. It mostly appeals to our feelings and emotions rather than our brain and logics. Journey is a game that you foremost feel and empathize with and only then think about what is happening on the screen. And this is the way of its creator, Genova Chen. All of his games are like this, and that's why a lot of people love them. Limbo is a heavily puzzle game. Most of its gameplay is about logics and thinking. There's almost zero story in it, just some hints here and there, but that's pretty much it. It also has killer feature. It's striking black and white visuals. And Inside is also a puzzle game, but its puzzles are embedded in gameplay itself. It has strong environmental storytelling. We're getting told about the game's world through different scenes and backgrounds, but this story is not complete and it's up to the player to complete the story in their imagination. Now, looking at these games and Cocoon is much closer to Limbo than to any other game I mentioned. World of this beautiful adventure is revolving around puzzles, and we have bits of story here and there, but nothing concrete. And it's almost completely up to the player to make up Cocoon's story in their head. So don't expect a lot of cutscenes, dialogues, or even text descriptions on the screen. But what you can expect is absolutely breathtaking gameplay based on several pretty simple yet genius ideas. I'm not gonna go deep into the details about those gameplay mechanics because some of them would be a spoiler in itself, and knowing some of them would deprive you of the wow moments during your own playthrough. What I could say is the description of the game on Wikipedia is very descriptive and on point. Here goes. The player wakes up in a barren wasteland, soon after discovering a mysterious orb. Each orb contains one of the game's world, allowing the player to hop between them while also doubling as a unique ability in itself. The orb can also be used to power the various machinery found in these desolate worlds, such as lifts and platforms. As the player reaches the end of each orb, they are confronted by a boss fight they must complete by using a mechanic to impede the creature. But what really hooked and got me is that you can take those orbs, go inside one of them while having another orb with you, place it somewhere inside first orb, go inside second orb, then get out of it and find yourself outside of the third orb, which has both of the orbs you hopped into in the first place inside of it. Mind-blowing. Bosses are also designed really good. Each fight has its very distinctive mechanics, several phases, and overall great feeling fighting them. And the greatest part of Cocoon is not its visuals, which are really nice, and not its complex and very inventive puzzles. The greatest part is complexity curve. While you're playing the game, most of the puzzles feel not that hard and pretty simple to solve. So you find yourself in this stream of puzzles which go one after another, complexing things up as you go forward. But the fun thing is, if you open the game somewhere in the middle, while not seeing everything that was in the first part, you'd be very baffled by the puzzles and probably would not solve any of them. And in the end of the game, some puzzles get real ridiculous if you think of them separately from the whole experience. And what great about this complexity curve is that game does it very well and you almost never feel like you're solving puzzles or thinking hard about them. For the most part, everything feels very streamlined. It feels like you're traveling through different worlds and exploring how they work and their logic on your journey, while puzzles are just the tool that helps you understand these worlds better. And there is a very fragile balance of puzzles and exploring that Cocoon delivers on an exceptional level. In a sense, Cocoon is very similar to Portal in that matter. If you would take a look on Portal components separately from the whole experience, you'd see a collection of simple puzzle levels that are okay but nothing exceptional, but if you put them together, add simple narrative and charismatic villain, you would get an unforgettable experience. And here we have the same case. Puzzles themselves are not that complicated, narrative is almost absent, visuals are great, but once again it's not journey kind of visuals, but if we glue that together, we'd get an unforgettable adventure that is Cocoon. Yeah, some people could say that visuals are not exceptional or that puzzles themselves are not complex and there are games with much more inventive and interesting puzzles, or that there is too little narrative and story. But I haven't seen a game with all of its components that well put together for a while now. And honestly, I could recommend this game to anyone who even remotely interested in this type of games. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It is a perfect game for a couple of evenings that you can play alone or with your family. Great experience overall, loved it. Thank you for watching, stay curious and happy gaming.
Click the like button if you liked the video, leave a comment in the comment section below, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you would like to see more videos like this one.